Did you know the first car ever created could only go about 10 miles per hour? The story begins in 1886 when German inventor Karl Benz built the Benz patent Motorwagen, considered the first true automobile. It had three wheels, ran on gasoline, and produced less than 1 horsepower, less power than most electric scooters today. There was no steering wheel, no safety features, and no comfort. Still, it completely changed transportation. A fun moment in history came when Karl Benz's wife, Bertha Benz, secretly took the car on a long-distance journey of about 60 miles, becoming the first person to go on a road trip. During the trip, she even invented brake pads because the brakes wore out, proving that the invention needed improvement and helping the idea of cars spread. After that first breakthrough, the automobile world evolved rapidly. Inventors all around Europe and America wanted to improve the design. Engines became stronger, cars began to use four wheels instead of three, and wooden frames were replaced by metal structures. In the early 1900s, cars were still rare and expensive. Only wealthy people could afford them, and they often needed a mechanic just to keep the car running. Roads were bumpy, unpaved, and dusty. There were no traffic signs, no rules, and no driving tests. People simply hoped for the best. Everything changed in 1908 when Henry Ford introduced the Model T. But what really revolutionized transportation was Ford's invention of the moving assembly line. Instead of building one car at a time, workers focused on smaller tasks in a continuous flow. This allowed Ford to produce cars faster and cheaper than ever before. Suddenly, ordinary families could buy a car. By the 1920s, millions of Americans owned automobiles, and car culture began to take shape. Gas stations appeared, roads improved, and people started taking long road trips for fun, not just necessity. As cars became more common, they also became more advanced. In the 1930s and 40s, manufacturers experimented with new shapes and more powerful engines. After World War II, cars became symbols of freedom and style. The 1950s brought chrome metal, tail fins, bright colors, and bigger engines. Cars were no longer just machines, they represented personality and dreams. Family road trips, drive-in theaters, and car clubs became part of everyday life. Safety became a priority in the 1960s. Seatbelts, stronger frames, and better brakes started to appear. Later on, airbags, crumple zones, and anti-lock braking systems transformed the automobile into a much safer environment for drivers and passengers. The world also realized that gasoline engines were creating pollution. This led to the first experiments with cleaner engines and emissions controls. Little by little, cars became more environmentally friendly. By the 1980s and 90s, technology was making its way inside vehicles. Digital dashboards, CD players, and onboard computers began to appear. In the 2000s, navigation systems replaced paper maps. Cars gained more sensors, better control systems, and features like cruise control and parking assistance. What once required full driver attention could now be supported by smart electronics. Today, cars are more advanced than ever before. Many modern vehicles have touchscreens, GPS, rear cameras, and automatic emergency braking. Sensors detect obstacles, warn drivers when they drift out of lanes, and even keep the car centered on the road. Electric cars have grown from rare experiments into mainstream choices. Some electric models can travel more than 400 miles on a single charge. Others can accelerate faster than traditional gasoline-powered sports cars. Charging stations are spreading across the world, and companies are competing to build longer-lasting, faster charging batteries. Self-driving technology is also becoming a reality. Some cars can change lanes, control their speed, and steer automatically on highways. They use cameras, radar, and artificial intelligence to understand the world around them. And although fully autonomous cars are still being tested, the future is getting closer every year. Some experts believe that one day humans won't need to drive at all. Cars will take over the responsibility completely, reducing accidents and making transportation safer and more efficient. The way cars are powered is also changing. Electric motors are becoming more efficient. Hybrid cars combine gasoline and electricity for better fuel economy. Hydrogen-powered cars are being tested as an ultra-clean alternative. Even solar-powered cars are being developed, using sunlight to generate free energy. Engineers around the world are working on new ways to make cars faster, safer, and better for the environment. But innovation doesn't stop there. Many companies are now exploring flying cars. These designs look part drone, part airplane, and part futuristic car. They are being tested in cities like Dubai, Los Angeles, and Tokyo.